everybody, it's Caleb Curry with Caleb Curry Reports and Predicts. Uh, Today we're going to be going over the 2020 Labor Leadership Contest in the United Kingdom. So first I want to explain kind of how the process works, especially for our American viewers who are not sure. And then I'll go over each candidate and then we'll kind of just go through the process itself. Now I am using Wikipedia. A lot of people don't like, using Wikipedia, but I do think that this really gives a good breakdown of the process. So in order to qualify, you would each person needs 22 uh, nominations from either fellow Labour members of Parliament (MPs) or members of the European Parliament that are Labour members (MEPs). And so that's 22 of those. And then after that, they would need either 33 of the CLPs, the Constituency Labor Party, which is like in America would be like your local Democrat or local GOP party, like your county party or city party, and or from 3 affiliated groups, including 2 trade unions. So these are mainly from trade unions or affiliated labor groups. So you'd either need 3 of those, but they have to make up 5% of the members. Um, so there were several people who originally announced. Well, so after that, after they get on the ballot and they meet those 2, then you come to the voting, and it is what they call it's an instant runoff. So it's a ranked choice voting system. So you vote for your number 1 choice, and then you mark a number 2 choice. So if your first choice gets eliminated on your first ballot, your then vote is reallocated to whoever your second choice would be. So there were some people that announced uh, for it, and originally it was Rebecca Long Bailey announced. She was the last one to announce. She is MP for Salford and Eccles, and most recently was the Shadow Business Secretary. She's kind of the far left continuity Corbyn candidate. The Chancellor, the Shadow Chancellor, the Exchequer, John McDonnell. That she's really his hand-picked choice. Is her, she's their protege, so she's really the left candidate. And then you have Lisa Nandy, who also she's a member of Parliament for Wigan. She's a very interesting candidate. She's been seen kind of on the moderate side of things before. She's now really trying to position herself as the candidate for the North to win back the North and other areas that the Labour Party has been losing pretty big and that they need if they're going to ever come close to government again. So she's really branded herself as the small cities and towns candidate. Um, and then you have Keir Starmer, who right now is probably the overwhelming favorite. He is the member for Holborn and St. Pancras. He is actually a former barrister, so a lawyer. He's the shadow Brexit secretary. He's the more moderate candidate but now he also is very famous because he pretty much guided Labour to their Brexit position for the 2019 election, where it was a second referendum. Um, and then you have an eliminated candidate who is Emily Thornberry. She didn't receive enough of the either from the CLPs, or she didn't reach that threshold. So she got past the first round. She got the nominated enough signatures, but she's the former Secretary of State, Shadow Secretary of State, I will say. Um, and then you have withdrawn Clive Lewis. He was a Shadow Treasury Minister. He withdrew as well. He wasn't going to get enough to get on the ballot. And then you have Jess Phillips. She's the member for Birmingham and Yardley. She actually has not served in shadow cabinet at all. She, she was seen as a good alternative, and she did get enough to get on to the second round where she had to get the CLPs or the affiliate groups. But she had a bad debate or bad performance at her first debate, which they call hustings, and then she decided to drop out after that. And she ended up endorsing Lisa Nandy. They were kind of in the same lane, so um, and that's just a little bit about uh, the candidates. If you see here, Keir Starmer got the most in the first stage endorsements. He got 88 nominations. And then when it went over to the CLPs, he got 57% of those and 15 of the non-affiliate groups. Rebecca Long Bailey got 34 nominations, and she got 25% of the CLPs and 7 of the affiliates. Lisa Nandy got 31 nominations, 11% of the CLPs, and 4 of the affiliate groups. So they all broke what they needed everywhere, and then it just kind of goes further down. If you see that Emily Thornberry she only needed one more CLP and she would have made it to the second round and into this voting stage, but she did not. So now we're just going to come down to the opinion polling, and I'll say right before we get to that, now I have read some of these. I have read some of these or watched some of these debates and these hustings, and really, like I said earlier, Rebecca Long Bailey is kind of the second heave candidate. She thinks that it was Brexit that caused Labour to lose and not their far left lurch, and so she wants to continue going further to the left. Lisa Nandy is really talking about changing the message and focusing more on the northern working class people that they lost this last election, and really is the reason that they lost so badly. And then Keir Starmer, he's really trying to not get too away from Jeremy Corbyn because he's still very popular, but he's also, and Tony Blair, the former, the last, he wasn't the last Labour Prime Minister, but he was the one that is really famous in the Labour Party for winning them a huge majority back in the 90s and early 2000s. He's a very moderate. I mean, he's actually not really necessarily a socialist. He's a free marketeer Labour. Even though Keir Starmer kind of has a lot of those supporters, he doesn't, because Tony Blair's so toxic, he doesn't want to be affiliated with him. But he is kind of that middle ground supporter. He's the quote unquote safe choice. And so in this polling, we have 2 recent polls we'll go over. One was from February. It was taken from the 20th to the 25th, and it showed Long Bailey at 31, Nandy at 16, Starmer at 53. So he would outright win on a majority, but on a second choice, it would be Starmer 66, Long Bailey 34. So it seems that she is not gaining much there either. And then if you look at the newest one from the 21st through the 24th of February, Long Bailey at 34, Nandy at 21, Starmer at 45. Starmer would get 64% of the vote, Long Bailey 36 on a second round. So it seems that Lisa Nandy's support mainly goes to Keir Starmer, and that when she goes up in the polls, she's actually taking away from Keir Starmer. So they are voting in April. They're actually have already mailed out the ballots and people are voting now. So the question is, will Lisa Nandy be able to get enough to kick Keir Starmer off and make it to a second round, which I don't think she will. I think Starmer at this point is going to maybe win on the first round, but he definitely will win the second round. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Just like and subscribe for more content on elections. I cover American and global elections. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.